大家好，欢迎回来，这是台语发音第三课。So welcome back for the third part of our Taiwanese pronunciation series. So far in part 1 we covered the syllable initial sounds. In part 2 we covered the syllable final sounds. And today we're going to cover what I think is probably the most important part of making sure that you are understood when you speak Taiwanese, the tones. So if you're familiar with Mandarin tones, that's good, you've got a good start already, or another tonal language like Thai. But the tones in Taiwanese are a bit different, and there's quite a few of them. So I'm going to cover the basic tones in this lesson, and then next time I'm going to cover the tone changes, and they're really, really complicated in Taiwanese. So I'll try and make it easy for you guys, and hopefully it won't be too hard. So let's get started with the tones. So there's 8 tones in Taiwanese. They look like this when you write them. So they're just numbered from 1 through 8. And I'll point out really quick that the 6th tone and the 2nd tone are actually the same. They used to be different probably a couple hundred years ago, but they've merged into the same tone. So they both get the same accent here. And usually we don't write the 6th tone, we just write the 2nd tone instead. But I've written all 8 here just for clarity. You'll also notice that 2 of them, the one in the middle here, that's the 4th tone, and the one over here on the right, have the 8th tone, have a P at the end. And the P is actually designating that it's a 4th tone or an 8th tone if it's got this little vertical bar over the vowel sound. So there's 4 possibilities there. We've got P, T, K, and H, if you remember from the lesson 2, the syllable finals. So if you see a syllable that ends in P, T, K, or H, it's going to be an 8th tone or a 4th tone. One of those two. And the 8th tone ones just have the bar on the top. Okay, so for 2nd tone, we've got the line going up. 3rd tone is the line going down. 4th tone is a P, T, K, or H. 5th tone is the little hat. And then 6th tone, again, same as the 2nd tone, we've got the line going up. Line going up. The 7th tone has got a flat bar across the top, so that one looks like the 1st tone in Mandarin. It doesn't sound the same, though, so don't get confused. And the 8th tone, we've got a P, T, K, or H, and the vertical line on top. Okay, and here's what the tones actually sound like. So the dashed line in the middle is going to be your normal speaking voice. So remember, in tonal languages, it's the relative position of the tones that really make the difference in the sound. So for me, my bass voice, the bass tone of my voice is kind of what I'm speaking right now. If I drew it out into a note, it would sound kind of like ah, ah. So the 1st tone is going to be high up. This is my bass tone again, ah, and the 1st tone will be ah, ah. It goes up a bit, ah. Okay, the 2nd tone is a falling tone, ah. The 3rd tone is also a falling tone, but it's low, ah. So again, remember my bass tone is here, ah, and I'm going to go down from there, ah, ah. So 2 falling tones, 1 high falling tone, and a low falling tone. And try it like this. Try starting with your bass tone, ah, 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 ah. Okay, so we've got ah, ah. Now this one here, and also the 8th tone over there, you see I've written this little pointy looking thing, and that just designates that you stop the tone. It's kind of short. It's a really short sound. So for this one, it's also low, and it stops. So here's my bass tone again, ah, and this tone is up, up. Okay, and then we have the 5th tone, and that's a rising tone, ah. So that's kind of like, if you're familiar with Mandarin, that's the 2nd tone in Mandarin. So in Mandarin, the 1st tones are the same as in Taiwanese, but we write them differently. The 2nd tone in Taiwanese is going to be the 4th tone in Mandarin, ah. And then the 5th tone in Taiwanese is going to be the 2nd tone in Mandarin, that's ah. Again, 6 and 2 are the same. So here we have ah. Now the 7th tone is the easiest one. That's just your normal pitch at your normal sort of bass tone that I was talking about. So for me that would be ah, ah, and you can contrast that with the 1st tone Over here, ah, ah, ah. Okay, that's seventh tone and first tone. And then the eighth tone, again, is a short one. It stops. And this one is a bit above your bass tone. So this one is going to be up. So if I contrast 4 and 8, we'll have up, 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 up. Okay, so I kind of like to think of them in pairs. Forget the sixth tone, since that's the same as the second tone. So the pairs for me are high and medium flat tones. So ah, 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 ah. And then the high falling and low falling second and third tones. Ah, 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 ah. And then the low and high stops. Up, 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 up. And then the last one is the fifth tone, the rising. It's the only one that's a rising tone. Ah. Okay, so that one doesn't have a pair. Okay, so what I like to do is just sort of read. If you are familiar with Mandarin, you know when you learn the four tones. Well, there's more than four, but when you learn the four bass tones, you typically learn the pattern. And they're 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll learn something like ba 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 for first, second, third, and fourth tone. Ba 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 ba. I like to do something similar in Taiwanese. So the 8 tones in Taiwanese sound like this: ah 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 up, ah 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 up. Okay, let's try one more time, and then you can try. Ah 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 up, ah 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 up. All right, go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, so what I've got on here are just some lists of characters, and I've tried for the most part, well, the first 2 lines notwithstanding, I've tried for the most part to keep them as single-syllable nouns, although that's not always possible, and you'll find out why in my next video on tone changes. But for the first 2 rows here, I've just got some characters, some sounds, just to practice making the tones. So for the first 2, don't worry about what they mean, and we're just going to try and, if you know, of course, the character meaning from Mandarin, it's going to be the same in Taiwanese. But let's just try to make the sounds. So here we have first tone, huan, 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 huat, huan, 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 huat. And you'll see now, before I had a P at the end, here I've got a T. So remember, it can be P, T, K, or H. Those are all going to be 4th or 8th tones. Let's try that again, then you can try. Huan, 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 huat. Huan, 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 huat. Okay, go ahead. All right. Now for I'll do one more, just practicing the sounds again. So again, don't worry about the meanings for this one. And we're just going to read the tones. So remember, the K is not a K sound, it's a G sound from our lesson 1 initials. So here we have gun, 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 gut, gun, 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 gut. Okay, and you can go ahead and practice that as you need. Just pause the video and go by yourself. What I'm going to do now is read through one line at a time here, and I've got them kind of organized. So the first one is animal sounds, animals. So we've got stuff like chicken, dog, rabbit. So, and you can read the English by yourself on the video. So I'm just going to read the Taiwanese. Ge, gao, to, a, gao, bei, chiu, lock. Okay, go ahead and try that one yourself. Then we'll go on to the next one. And here we've got body parts. So we've got foot, hand, mouth, and so on. Ka, chiu, cui, bak, dun, ki, pi, bak. Next one, here we've got things in nature, plants. Hui, cao, qi, dik, lan, bi, diu, hiu. Okay, the next one we've got stuff you might find in an office. So a knife, like for opening envelopes, a paper, letter, that kind of thing. 的紙信筆稿紙字墨. Now, if you remember from my lesson 1 video, I mentioned that the J sound is usually pronounced as an L sound, and that's how I usually say it. So some people might say this character as J, but I usually say the. Okay, try those. Moving on, we've got stuff you might find in the kitchen or while you're cooking. Okay, we've got 泡炒炸切滚煮炖热. And again, same thing here for hot. We've got the L, lua, and the J, zwa. So some people might say this one, zwa, but I say lua, it's just easier, and I recommend stick with the L. Okay, and then here we've got the last row, foods. 粿個菜肉魚餃豆貝. Okay, so it might also be useful if you can take a few minutes and check out the PDF. I'll put it down somewhere down there in the comments in the video description. But it might also be useful if you go like this and read them by columns, so you can get used to the tones really easily. So if you read them by columns, here we've got Huan, Gun, Ge, Ka, Hui, De, Pe, Gui. Huan, Gun, Gao, Chiu, Cao, Zua, Cao, Ge. And then third tone, Huan, Gun, To, Cui, Qi, Xin, Za, Cai. Fourth tone, Huat, Gut, A, Bak, Dik, Bit, Chet, Ba. Fifth tone, rising tone, Huan, Gun, Gao, Dun, Lan, Go, Gun, He. Sixth tone, same as the second tone again. Huan, Gun, Bei, Ki, Bi, Zua, Zu, Giao. Seventh tone, your normal speaking voice. Huan, Gun, Chiu, Pi, Diu, Li, Dun, Dao. And then eighth tone, it's the high stop. Huat, Gut, Lok, Bak, Hiet, Bak, Lua, Be. Okay, so check out the PDF down below. Try them by rows and by columns. Make sure you've got all 8 tones down. And check back for my next video about the tone sandhi or tone changes. It's quite complicated in Taiwanese, but I'm going to try and make it easy. And hit the subscribe button over there, right up here, so you can stay tuned and watch my next video. Okay, thanks for watching. 再会.